to a journey into the unknown. Tonight, we explore the shadows where history and mystery intertwine, uncovering stories that defy explanation and challenge what we think we know. Prepare to leave the familiar behind and embrace the strange, the eerie, and the unexplained. Light your lanterns, and let's venture into the obscure. Rome, an empire of unmatched power and influence, whose name still echoes through the ages. At its height, Rome was more than just a civilization. It was a force that shaped the known world. From the rolling hills of Britain to the vast deserts of the Middle East, its legions were unstoppable, armed with the most advanced weaponry the ancient world had ever seen. Roman roads stretched across continents, threading cities together, while their aqueducts carried fresh water into bustling cities, fueling the growth of a civilization that stood at the pinnacle of human achievement. Despite all these accomplishments, many stories from the empire that would dominate Europe still remain a mystery. Historians from their time would usually explain them away as works of the gods or omens to tell the future from. Now we can look back and see that while some of these can be explained by the natural world, others still leave us puzzled as to what actually happened. Today, we'll be going into just a few of these stories that not only capture the imagination of those who witnessed them, but still intrigues people to this day. By 104 BC, Rome was a growing empire, grappling with both internal unrest and external threats. The Roman Republic, while powerful, was stretched thin by the sheer number of conflicts it was involved in. The Cimbrian War, where Roman forces faced a formidable coalition of northern tribes, had left the Republic struggling to defend its borders after devastating defeats in earlier battles. The political climate in Rome was equally unstable. The agrarian reforms that had left lingering tensions between the ruling elite and the people threatened to tear the fabric of Rome's society apart. In this period of uncertainty and conflict, an extraordinary event occurred in the skies. One day, Julius of Sequans recorded the event in his Book of Prodigies, describing how
weapons in the sky seemed to join in battle at both times of day from east and west. Those from the west appeared to suffer defeat.
This was no ordinary celestial occurrence. Roman witnesses watched as flaming spears and oblong shields rushed towards each other, as though the skies themselves were at war. What made the sight even more mysterious was its persistence, seen not just briefly, but lasting from the day into the night. As for the celestial battle itself, modern interpretations suggest it might have been a meteor shower, or an auroral display, but that seems woefully under-exaggerated as to what was claimed to have been seen. The sight of two opposing forces, one from the east, the other from the west, fighting, with the western side suffering defeat. For the Romans, already familiar with conflict and turmoil, it must have been both a terrifying and awe-inspiring experience. Even today, the true nature of what they saw remains unknown, whether a natural phenomenon or something far more mysterious. This event left its mark on Roman history, a strange chapter of celestial warfare that defied explanation. In 91 BC, Rome was on the verge of the Social War, a brutal conflict that would see the Republic fighting against its own Italian allies. For years, these allies had supported Rome in its military campaigns, but they had grown increasingly frustrated with their lack of citizenship and the rights that came with it. When diplomatic efforts failed, the Italian states rebelled, leading to one of the bloodiest wars in the Republic's history. The Social War would test Rome's resilience, as the very foundation of the Republic was threatened by internal strife, civil unrest, and violent upheaval. Amid this backdrop of tension, an extraordinary sight was witnessed in the sky. One evening, near the town Spoleto, a remarkable event occurred. Julius Obsequens recorded the sighting, describing how
a ball of fire with a golden hue rolled down to earth. It increased in size, and after it was seen being carried from the land to the east, it covered the sun with its magnitude.
This was no ordinary meteor or celestial object. As the fiery globe descended to earth, witnesses were struck by its golden hue and the way it seemed to roll rather than fall. Stranger still, instead of vanishing upon impact, the ball of fire began to grow, its brilliance intensifying until it was large enough to blot out the sun. It then reversed course, rising back into the sky and moving eastward, its light so intense that it dimmed the sun's rays. The behavior of this object was unlike anything known at the time, or even today. A meteor might crash to Earth in a burst of flame, but it would not grow in size, nor would it lift itself back into the heavens. The precision with which it ascended and its ability to obscure the sun with its brightness evoked images of something controlled, something beyond the understanding of the people who watched in awe. For the Romans, already shaken by political turmoil, this sighting must have been deeply unsettling. Was this a sign from the gods? A warning of the chaos that would soon erupt in the social war? Or was it something far stranger, something that modern science still struggles to explain? By 76 AD, the Roman Empire was flourishing under the rule of Emperor Vespasian, a leader who restored Rome after the chaos of Nero's reign in the year of the Four Emperors. His rule ushered in a time of prosperity and intellectual growth. The Colosseum had begun construction, symbolizing Rome's grandeur, while scholars like Pliny the Elder, a towering figure in natural history, explored the universe's mysteries. Pliny's book, Natural History, delved into topics as varied as medicine, astronomy, and zoology. Yet despite these achievements, some phenomena remain beyond explanation. Pliny the Elder recorded an event recited to him by proconsul Silanus and his entourage.
A spark was seen to fall from a star and increase in size as it approached the Earth. After becoming as large as the moon, it diffused a sort of cloudy daylight, then returned to the sky and changed into a torch.
Modern science suggests this could have been a meteoric fireball. While that theory explains some aspects of the event, it doesn't capture its full complexity. A single spark detaching from a star, growing as it ascends to Earth. It became large enough to cloud the daytime sky, almost as though a ship had broken off from a larger vessel, descending and blotting out the light. Then, as quickly as it arrived, it turned and returned to the heavens, morphing into a torch. The reversal is what truly baffles. Meteors and comets don't reverse course and return the way they came. That kind of movement suggests intelligent control. The transformation into a torch might symbolize an explosion, or perhaps the thrusters of a vehicle as it reversed direction. Even for Pliny, a man devoted to empirical observation, this object remained an enigma. And today, with all our knowledge, we still can't fully explain what happened. Was it an atmospheric event, a meteoric explosion, or something far grander? We may never know, but that's what makes these ancient accounts so fascinating. They struggled to understand events in their time that we still grapple with today. In 312 AD, Rome was a divided empire, grappling with internal power struggles and religious conflict. The Tetrarchy, a system of multiple rulers designed to maintain stability, was unraveling, with rival emperors vying for control of the empire. Constantine, one of these claimants, sought to reunite the fractured empire under his rule. The Roman world remained one of grandeur and military might, but uncertainty loomed over its future. Pagan traditions were deeply ingrained, yet Christianity was slowly gaining influence among the populace. As Constantine prepared to face his rival Maxentius at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, the outcome would not only shape his personal destiny, but alter the course of Roman history. The two sources for this story are Lactantius and Eusebius, both offering different accounts of what happened before the battle. According to Lactantius, Constantine had a dream before the battle, instructing him to mark the shields of his men with a symbol resembling an X with a perpendicular line through it, curving at the top. Eusebius gives a different version, stating that Constantine, while marching at midday,
saw with his own eyes the trophy of a cross of light in the heavens, above the sun, and bearing the inscription, In hoc signo vinces, in this sign thou shalt conquer.
Later that night, Christ appeared to him in a dream, telling him to make an army standard using the same symbol as described by Lactantius. Regardless of which account is correct, Constantine arrived at the Battle of Maxentius with the symbol emblazoned on his men's shields. Despite being outnumbered, Constantine ordered his cavalry to charge. His infantry soon followed, pushing the majority of Maxentius' army into the Tiber River. Maxentius himself attempted to flee across the bridge of boats they had constructed, but was forced into the river by his fleeing soldiers and drowned. By the end of the day, Constantine stood victorious. The once fractured empire now had a new path forward, and Constantine's faith in the vision had proven decisive. The sign would become more than a mark of faith. It became a symbol of Constantine's triumph and a turning point in Roman history and Christianity. What he saw that day continues to inspire curiosity. Was it a divine message, or something beyond comprehension? Throughout Rome's vast history, moments of the extraordinary have surfaced, blurring the line between the known and the unknown. From unexplained phenomena in the skies to strange visions that shaped the course of empires. These stories serve as reminders that even in a world so rooted in order and reason, mystery has always found a place. Whether seen as omens, divine signs, or something beyond understanding, they left their imprint on the ancient world, beckoning us to explore the realms of the unexplainable. As we lower our lanterns for now, remember, the world is brimming with mysteries, just waiting to be explored. If you enjoy this journey, leave a like in the comments, share your thoughts, or suggest where our next adventure should take us. Until then, keep your lanterns ready, your minds curious, and your light shining. See you in the next chapter of observing the obscure.